Coming into another reaction video right here. We're going to be checking out this beautiful video. Don't go anywhere. Like, subscribe, and share.
I used to think I knew what good chocolate tasted like, and I wasn't wrong entirely. In America, it was fine. It did the job, and I had my favorites. Then I moved to the UK, and on this random night, I popped into a corner shop and got a chocolate bar. It only cost me £1, but I still remember taking the bite into that chocolate bar. And I remember thinking very quickly, oh my God, it was richer, smoother, almost like the recipe included a little bit of love in it. And when you land in a brand new country for the first time and you have a moment like that with something so basic, it kind of messes with your reference point because you start realizing it wasn't just the chocolate, it was a pattern. And that pattern is what living in the UK did to America for me. Let me explain. I grew up in the Midwest United States, and I was taught the same thing that so many of my other American brethren were taught. America is the best country in the world, either in school, by the media, by our politicians. And the funny thing is they never present it as an argument. They get you when you're young. So that's just the default setting. It's something you absorb growing up and just don't really question too much. And for a long time, I didn't. I just accepted it as reality. It felt like reality. But then I moved to the UK. And after living here for over a year, that default setting really started to feel a lot less solid. Not in a loud, dramatic way, more like in a quiet, persistent way where you start noticing things that you can't ever unsee. My name's Russell, I'm an American living in the UK, and if it's your first time here, welcome. I like to talk about my experiences here living in the UK as an expat, and the first thing I want to talk about is how connected the entire UK is, specifically travel. I'm talking mainly trains, buses, and public transportation in general. When I hear about trains and buses in the United States, I think of old, run-down, inefficient systems that don't really work at getting people from one place to another in a timely fashion. This is because in the US, everything revolves around driving. Even the short trips, your simple errands require a car. You don't really think in terms of how close is the place I want to go. You think, how long will it take for me to drive there? It can really hold you back if you don't have a car or don't know how to drive. In the UK, that layer just is not as dominant. Here, you're able to walk a lot more. You take trains, buses come all the time. You don't need to own the whole journey from start to finish in order to get around. And what that leads to is the true biggest difference. And that's how connected everything feels. Hop on a train in London and in a few hours you could end up in a different country entirely. No big production, no huge planning process. And to a native, it just feels normal. But to me, I mean, going back to the US after that, what stands out isn't even the distance. It's how much more effort it takes just to move through space. Which is a pretty significant factor in my next point, which is how quickly the culture changes in the UK. You really don't need to go that far for things to start feeling pretty different. Accents, food, architecture, even just how things feel day to day. You travel what an American might consider a not very significant distance, and all of a sudden it feels like you're in a whole new place. A place that is culturally rich and significant and supported by its communities. Some of the most beautiful architecture you'll ever see in your life. Some of the tastiest food you'll ever taste in your life. And some of the most interesting people that you'll ever meet in your life. Like it's meant to be truly experienced and not just something that you remember. In the US, if you were to travel the same distance, you might be in a different state, but even with the distance between states, things feel a lot similar than you expect them to for how far that you've actually traveled. In the UK, even a short trip can feel like you're stepping into an entirely different version of the country. And that makes travel itself feel so much more rewarding, even if you're not going very far. And I hope you don't go too far as I quickly introduce you to today's sponsor, Coopert. So I recently moved abroad. I still shop online the same way I did before, just adding items to carts, not really thinking about it. So at some point I started thinking, I should probably be more intentional about that. And that's when I came across this browser extension called Coopert. I'm on a checkout page and I click apply coupon. It immediately starts testing a bunch of coupons automatically, and then it finds one that actually drops the price. Coopert guarantees that you're getting the best deal. It's constantly testing codes. Then there's cashback, which makes it even better. You activate it before you buy something, and then after the purchase, you get a percentage of it back. It's actual money. They do their payouts pretty quickly too. Some platforms take like a month or two, but Coopert only takes a couple of weeks, which is way more useful. And then they have this price comparison feature. While you're shopping, it shows you if that product is cheaper somewhere else in real time. I don't really shop all that differently now. I just added Coopert to easily help me save my money, and it's made a much bigger difference than I thought it would. Why should I pay full price? I'll just let Coopert find the best deals for me. Give it a try for yourself with the link in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. Another huge reason why the UK has ruined America for me is the difference in work culture. In America, your quality as a human being is judged by your job. And you're made to feel that way too. Absolutely slaving over your job, giving it your all and then some more is seen as a good thing. Self-sacrificing for a system that would replace you the second you went missing is somehow seen as a really positive thing. For the employed here in the UK, work isn't absolutely everything. There's much more cushioning built in. Paid time off is the standard. Healthcare isn't tied to your job in the same fragile way it is in the US. And if you lose your job, there's still a system underneath that keeps you from falling apart immediately. It's not perfect, and it doesn't remove the stress, but it does lower the baseline pressure a little bit. In the US, your work is much more connected to your survival. Your job provides your income, your stability, your health care. Everything is tied to your employment. So even when things are feeling fine, you always have that background awareness of just how quickly everything could change for you. In the UK, that worry is gone. Because of that, people seem to have more space for something else. Just living. Long walks without a goal. Sitting in a pub just because you want to go sitting in a pub, spending your afternoons gardening, making a cuppa, and actually taking the time to drink it. There's more permission for those small, ordinary pleasures to exist without needing to be productive. And that just changes the rhythm of life that is tough to explain unless you've experienced both. It just makes the daily friction feel lower. You don't need to overplan simple things. You don't need to turn every small outing into a logistical decision. Life goes from feeling like this schedule that you're managing to an experience you're moving through. And once you get used to that, it's hard to not notice when it's missing. None of this is about saying that the UK is perfect, and it's also not about saying that the US is terrible. That would miss the point entirely. The US is where I grew up. It's my home. It shaped me in ways that don't just disappear because I've lived somewhere else. But living in the UK has changed something much more subtle. It changed what I think normal life is supposed to feel like. Because once you experience a place that's more connected, more culturally rich, more walkable, a bit less pressured, and more oriented around you actually enjoying your life and all of the little pleasures that come with it, you stop thinking of those things as luxuries. Instead, you start thinking of them as possibilities of what life could be. And that's the part that sticks. Not that one place is better, but that what I once thought was normal was just one version of it. And once you see that clearly, there is no going back. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Don't forget to hype the video. If you're logged into YouTube, you can find the hype button right along where the comments are. And please don't forget to subscribe. Most of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed, and it helps me out a lot when you guys hit that red subscribe button. Being British is fun. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Beautiful one right here. Looking about how things have actually gone far. The innovation technology has actually gone more than the way we least expected. And this particular one comparison is something I would say it's one of a kind. I love this one so well, if you ask me. I don't know about you, so that's why we are looking for your own thoughts. Drop those your comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and share this video to your friends and your loved ones. Without further ado, see you in the next one. Remember to stay put, stay safe, and stay subscribed. From me to you, it's a bye for now.